Hi, I'm Russ Ragsdale with That's Live TV, and I am here in the studio with my dear good friend, Miss Bonner Black. Welcome to the show, Bonner.
Yay, thank you for having me.
I had you here because I absolutely am just having people over that are just my absolute favorite. And
Aww.
I have loved your music for such a long time.
Yeah.
And you're such an inspiration, not only to me, but I show other young artists what you do. And I said, if you want a roadmap how to do it, this is how you do it. Just do what Bonner Black is doing.
I don't know about that.
Oh, it's true. Well, it's good if other people say that, though.
Yeah.
Now, if you were to say that.
Thanks for talking me up. Yeah, no, it's good to be back here. I guess it's been a long time. I started coming over here and we were recording stuff when I was like 14. I was playing like a little pink sparkly guitar.
Yeah,
I had
pink
braces
sparkly guitar.
and bangs.
You were a ballerina back then, or
I
just
was.
quitting being a ballerina?
Yeah, I had already like gotten the rock and roll fever and I was ready to come to Nashville and throw the tutus away.
This girl is the hardest working woman in show business, I swear. I know she has played 1,000 shows since I have known her. Of course, I met her when she was 14, and she wrote, you know, kind of kid songs back then about boys and stuff, kissing boys. And she is growing up on us here. And
a lot of
now,
hallway, a lot of saw you in the hallway, drew a heart in my notebook songs back then. Oh my goodness. I'm glad those days are over.
I don't even want to talk about how many songs you've written because I know you've written more than people can even comprehend. But they're really, really good songs. Now, do you write from you just make stuff up or do you from experience or?
Honestly, I think songwriting for me is more of a craft. I pull stuff from experience, but I honestly don't really write songs about like certain people or certain events. I think my favorite thing to do is like grab a hook or grab a storyline or something and then just like kind of make up a story or make up an emotion or something. You know, I think for me it's more of like more of a craft instead of like a therapy, almost.
You kind of outline it out, or do you kind of just start with the first line and see where it goes, or?
It depends. A lot of times I write choruses first, but honestly it really depends. Normally it's either it comes up in the car is where it happens a lot, or you know, if I'm sitting down and just playing guitar and you know, you hear the melody and then you put words to it, and it's, I don't know, it's kind of different for every song now.
When's your favorite time to write? A nighttime person or morning or on a good rainstorm or?
Honestly, I think, you know, I always sit down to write when it's raining and there's a sunset or, you know, it's like a perfect moment and it never comes to me right then. It's normally like when it's super inconvenient, like when I'm supposed to be doing something else, like, you know, maybe 15 minutes before I have to leave the house, or, you know, when I'm on the highway and I can't use my phone, it's normally then.
I always find it's when I'm really tired, and I've learned about it too.
Yeah.
What happens when you get really tired, your defenses get lower, and when your defense is lower, the creativity starts coming out, and so sometimes it can be kind of inconvenient when it finally hits.
Yeah, for sure. No,
now,
but oh, go ahead.
You have been real instrumental in being an advocate for songwriters. Like you went to Washington, D.C., and you've been there a couple times, I think, haven't you?
I used to go with Bart Herbison, who's the director for the Nashville Songwriters Association, and they do a lot of great lobbying work for songwriters. They really do a lot to go up to D.C. to lobby and to really fight a lot of bad things that are happening to songwriters right now. We're getting kind of like stepped on, you know. But I went there a lot with them a couple years ago, and really I was just there to kind of like pull on their heartstrings. I was a young girl to kind of say, hey, you know, if y'all don't do something, like my dream is dead.
Well, it's nice that you're up there doing that and being young and trying to get established in Nashville. You're playing constantly live, and your shows. Gosh, it's hard to get into your shows sometimes. They sell out weeks and weeks in advance.
Yeah.
You really have got a good following.
Yeah, I mean, especially I play at the listening room a lot. It's on 2nd Avenue And we sell out a bunch. Our next show is September 9th at 6 p.m. So come out for that. Tickets are like $5, $7, but it'll sell out pretty quick.
Now you've been opening for like Charlie Daniels, and how did stuff like that happen?
Yeah, I opened for Charlie Daniels. And
that's a big stage.
Bremen, Georgia. Yeah, it was really
How'd that
cool.
feel?
It was this really gorgeous little private theater owned by a man named Randall Redding. It's called the Milltown Music Hall. They've had a bunch of great people go through. And I happened to get to open for Charlie Daniels, which is so cool. And then, you know, I opened for Mel Tillis there with my old band called Little Honey, which is really cool. So, yeah, I've gotten a lot of really cool.
Well, you mentioned Little Honey now too. I mean, since I've known you, you're the reason I like you're such a role model. You've got your Monday, Tuesday night solo gig, then your Wednesday duo gig, and then Friday, you know, your whole band, and then you've got like a whole nother band too, Little Honey.
Yeah.
That you've done a lot of work with.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's why this woman is the hardest working woman in show business. She just lets no moss grow on the rocks. She's out working it.
I work in my
And
Netflix
what
time.
advice do you have for other people, youngsters wanting to move to town and get started?
Don't do it.
I mean, they've got to work hard. They've got to work hard.
Yeah, you have to work hard.
You
and
have
don't
to have a disease.
Yeah.
You know, just about.
I feel like there's a lot of young people or people that come to Nashville or edit and say they want to do music because they've seen, you know, stars and they have little stars in their eyes and they want to be, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of attention hungry people that come. And it just doesn't, it's not going to work that way. You know, if you love music and you really have the desire to sit in your room for hours and hours and practice guitar and write songs and do the hard work, then yeah, you should be doing it. But if all you want is to come here and try to be a star,
now you mentioned practice.
Easy, yeah.
I know you are really dedicated to practice, not only just practicing, but I mean even taking, you know, guitar lessons and voice lessons. How important is that to how's that helped you?
I mean, I think it's so important. I think there's a lot of, especially now, I feel like people don't take the time to perfect their craft. You know, and if you want to be a musician, it's not just about your Instagram looking great. It's not just about an image, you know, maybe nowadays like that helps, but goodness, like it's about music. It's about like being able to call yourself like, I am a good musician. You know, I work hard at that.
Well,
so.
you know, just about everybody is born with the ability to sing. We can all sing.
Yeah.
But to really study it and make it an instrument, you can begin to just make the words start popping off that page, because we're storytellers.
Right.
You know, and want to get that story out to your audience and project, and these things really are tools that you use all the time, you know. And
you just have to remember that the musicians that actually put the work in and that were very excellent, you know, they were like an amazing vocalist, like Ann Wilson, we were talking about her earlier from Heart, or, you know, Whitney Houston or somebody like that, or amazing guitar players like John Mayer. It's those people that they really are truly talented artists that get the longevity. You know, they last for a long time. Otherwise, you just have like little one-hit
Well,
wonders.
I think you're going to be lasting for a very, very long time. I just don't see you slowing down at all. In fact, I heard you had been in Cuba. Down there when Mick Jagger was down there and everything.
I missed Mick Jagger.
What was Cuba all about? I mean, music is a universal language, you know. You were hanging out with people that didn't even speak English, right?
No, and my Spanish is uno, dos, hola. But it was really fun. I went down to this, there was like this big street market in Havana, and I was walking through, there's all these local artists, there's like clothes and everything, and I walked up and there was all these like drums and guitars and stuff, and there were some guys sitting around, and I mean, they didn't speak any English, I don't speak Spanish. And I just pulled up a guitar, and the guy sat down on like a little conga drum, and there's a picture on my Instagram of it. But I mean, I probably sat there with them for at least like half an hour to an hour, just playing chords, playing songs. But that was really cool because like we didn't understand each other, but we were just.
That's interesting.
All you need to know is this. Just gotta say.
Now, where is this heading? What's in the future for you?
Lord knows. I don't know.
Every day's different. That's what I like. Every day's different,
yeah.
isn't it?
I mean, hopefully, right now, I just really want to write a lot. I just released the new EP called Reason to Rhyme. So,
right.
yeah, I want to get on the road and play, get the band together. And I really want to start investing in a new project. Like I'm already over the EP. I'm ready to like do something.
Now, Reason and Rhyme, your new EP. Where can the folks get that?
iTunes, Spotify, YouTube Music, Google Play. BigCartel.com is where you can order the physical copy. Pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
I think, except for
Let's
like
get a
Walmart.
bunch of physical copies too. One for your mother. That'd make a good Christmas gift.
Mm-hmm. And you can hit autographed option on
there.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been practicing your autographs a lot? Well, you do that a lot.
I have terrible handwriting.
I mean, you should see this girl's merchandise table at her shows. She has got the merchandise and is very well equipped to sign autographs.
I ended up, I bought these Bonner Black, they're temporary tattoos. If you come out to a bar show, like more than likely I will tattoo you with my name. I did that because I was like, well, if I'm playing like I get a bar where there's drinks, people might not remember my name the next day. But if they're tattooed with my name,
smart
they can't
thinking.
forget. It might end up on their cheek the next morning, but it'll be there.
I mean, merchandise is a lot of it. That's just like an extra paycheck on a show, isn't it?
Yeah. And I mean, it's a good way to advertise. Somebody may be like, "Who's Bonner Black?" Or I don't know.
Well, I think pretty soon the whole world will know. And I see you got your guitar there. Would you be willing to play us a few songs from your new album and maybe sneak in a few other surprises?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Bonner Black is going to be your entertainment for as long as you want to click on the button. She is going to come back again and again, I hope.
Yeah, definitely.
I really like your music a lot and believe in you with all my heart.
Thank you.
And I just can't get enough of it, and I hope neither can you.
Thanks, Russ.
Everybody, Miss Bonner Black.